Hello there, and welcome back to the Front Range. I'm the dad.
I'm the daughter.
I'm old.
I'm young.
And today we are going to be taking another look at Harry Styles' new album, which is.
Kiss all the time, disco occasionally.
There you go. And this is the second video
Yeah.
he released
'Cause
from
Aperture
it.
was the first
Right, that's right. And it is
American Girls.
American Girls. So we did basically the day this album was released, we did all the songs. Really enjoyed it, but it was definitely, there's a lot on there that's deep.
Yes.
Like, so
He's very good at writing lyrics, like deep lyrics to like a pop. You're like, oh, this is kind of sad.
yeah, so it was interesting. She even just made the comment to me today that the album had really even grown on her more, and that's she's been a Harry Styles fan. I'm a Harry Styles fan. I really, through her, I was never like a One Direction fan. I liked a couple of their songs, but I was never like, oh. But she, brought more and more kind of Harry Styles into my life, so to speak, and so I became a fan. And so I was really impressed sitting there listening to that album, reading the lyrics along with it for the first time, and then kind of digesting a little bit and kind of thinking about it and everything else. So
He's really good at reinventing himself every album. And I remember when Harry's House came out, because Fine Line was such a good album. Going from Fine Line and being like, oh, can he do it again with Harry's House? And when Harry's House came out, it was just immediately everyone was like, oh, we love this album. And then he waited 4 years to release another album. And then everyone was, again, worried, like, oh, is this one going to, not outdo, but be as good as the last one? And sure enough, it was. But I think this one took a little longer to grow on people. Just because it was a little slower and the aspect that I think people were expecting.
I certainly appreciate, like, usually artists that take that long to put out an album, it's because they really are investing themselves in their art and in their music and not just trying to pump things out. And not that, there are some musicians who are just prolific and they can pump out meaningful music, but there are also some who, some of the music is not as great from one album to the next, but it seems like he's more.
He usually,
artist.
I know at first it wasn't the same. 3 years is usually his typical between albums, like from the last two, but I think Liam's death may have caused that extra year.
Right.
Which I wouldn't blame him.
Sure.
But I think that might have been where the extra year came from.
Yeah. But, all right, that's enough talking. Let's go ahead and jump into Harry Styles' video for
American Girls.
All right, here we go. Harry!
Harry! Oh, Peanut's barking at something. Don't mind that.
Stop by the crafty table.
So we're on some kind of set. Film set? Maybe. He did do movies. Which actually, if you guys want us to watch those, I don't think he's watched them before. This is very reminiscent. I'll actually show you after this video because it's almost exact of the Kiss You One Direction music video. This right here, wow.
The face that knows the perfect lighting, 'cause time will show
The guy.
that you should try it. Those American girls you spend your life with. I've known you for ages, it's all that I've heard. My friends are in love with American girls. I've seen it in stages all over the world. My friends
That's his actual stylist. That's Harry Lambert.
are in love with American girls. I've known you for ages, it's all that I've heard. My friends are in love
I'm crying.
with American girls. Her sweet eyes, your temptations.
Wow. Very reminiscent on the Kiss You music video. Harry. Oh, there's his shorts.
friends are in love with American girls. I've known you for ages. American girls.
Yeah, it's interesting, and I don't know if this is the commentary, but like what, especially from the beginning of the video, what I'm reading a little bit, is it's almost like his exhaustion with some of the kind of artificial nature of like the behind the scenes of having to, create these illusions of like, oh, like what movies are and what videos are, and it almost seemed like there was kind of an exhaustion, like got to do this
Right.
kind of stuff, as opposed to, I don't know, again, this is just me kind of projecting a little bit of just making his music and singing his songs, and that was, at least from the very beginning, what I was kind of getting from that.
It's funny. We went to pause at the same time. That little thing that he's standing on reminds me that you have seen him in a movie before.
Well, I know in the Marvel universe he's...
Well, you also saw him in Dunkirk.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
Totally forgot he was in that movie.
Right, yeah.
The guy on the right looks him.
All over the world.
By the way, they would never really have, if there was something dangerous, Harry Styles standing
No.
anywhere near it on set.
No, God no.
I've known you for ages. It's all that I've heard. My friends are in love with American girls. We're singing sleigh bells all over.
That's almost a nod to Dunkirk.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Run, Marathon Man. E.T.
All right, so that was American Girls.
You know what's interesting too? It could be what you said. It could also be is because it's a song about falling in love with American girls, right? American Girls could be film, like he's falling in love with film. Because he is on a film set. I mean,
Well, he didn't seem... It seemed like there was a difference. Not the tone of the video was constant throughout, but in the beginning he was kind of like... But by the end, I mean, he was having fun with his stunt double.
That's true.
Driving around in the car. So we did kind of the deep dive into the lyrics when we did the song. So I was kind of focusing a little bit more on the video itself. Yeah, I don't necessarily know off the top of my head, like relating one
falling
to the
in
other.
love through film through people.
Yeah, I don't know, but it was interesting. The video was very obviously showing, again, how you create this and that, and it's not really him, and he's got stunt doubles and
Right.
blah blah blah. So, but again, like it seemed like by the end he was enjoying the process with his stunt doubles and everything else. So yeah, I don't even know if it's it is a commentary on kind of that's a more American creation in a way of where that kind of cinema originally came from. But I don't know. It was interesting though.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it though.
Yeah, it's
You know?
super. It's very hairy.
Well, it's quirky. Like it seems like he really loves to do quirky videos.
Sometimes you'll get normal ones, and then all of a sudden he's 4,000 feet in the air, and you're like, "What? Get down!"
Well, and he's doing it, in his shorts, and he's got the coat and running through the explosions, and then he's got the female stunt double and-
Driving through the car.
yeah. So, again, and I would the straw in the bottle was a constant thing in there, which was kind of interesting.
Isn't that usually like when people do like behind the scenes on like in The Rookie, for example?
Yeah.
They'll have like these little episodes where they're like behind the scenes on a cop show, and all the water bottles have straws in them. So I don't know if that's like a funny thing.
Well, I don't. So I worked in film and television a little bit, and I don't know if that's what his a little bit of a tongue in cheek that the stars or the people who are like number 1 or number 2 on the call sheet, and how they have all their little things just so, like
Right,
things have
it's
to be
perfect.
done for them by the PAs. Some of them are more into that than others. But I just found it interesting because it was a consistent theme throughout.
I know that's a thing for the girls because usually they have lipstick on,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, I've been on some sets with some bigger names, and I've never seen anybody that does that. But I have seen that they do have very specific things that have to be done in a very specific way,
Yes.
specifically for those individuals. So, yeah. But I mean, anything that's in a music video like that is obviously
Yeah.
done for a reason,
Right.
So I found that interesting too. Yeah, but I like the song.
Oh, let me show you the Kiss You music video, just really fast.
Okay.
So as I said in the video, him driving and him on the motorcycle, very reminiscent of this One Direction music video.
Okay. Bonus content.
Oh, I just wanna take you
Oh,
See?
yeah.
Just reminded me a lot. Even that, the two of the people in the car. So,
And it's a convertible too.
and they're on a film set. See, it's very similar.
Wow, like that kind of puts it in a whole different light. Like that to me, could that kind of be the beginning of him, of some of the, because there's conjecture about the one song, Paint by Numbers, and whether that's about Liam, but there's definitely lines in there somebody had pointed out, like the water guns, kids with water guns.
Right.
And there's footage that in concert of them running around on stage playing with water guns. And that almost makes me feel like that is a callback, and like he misses, when he was young and it was fun and it was
And they
his
were all
friend.
falling in love with American
Right,
Girls.
and they were all, they were going through this together. And I don't know if then by the end of this video where he's more content in his own skin because he's enjoying the video and enjoying the process by himself. Whereas in the beginning he's like, oh, I miss my friends. I don't know if that's what it is. But that
just very similar. I mean, they're on
It's-
a movie.
it's
on a
very
movie,
similar.
Very set, and then you have the motorcycle on the hill, and then you have the convertible.
it's
And I
right.
just-
That's what I'm saying. That was a great catch because I never would have known that. But it's not just similar. I mean, it's the close up of the motorcycle. It's a convertible. And then by the end, he's enjoying it being the convertible with his, his stuntman or somebody else that's not his One Direction brothers, those people. And I know that it was tumultuous. I know there's history there of like kind of when Zayn, was he the one who left without it
Yeah.
during the middle of a tour or something? Didn't he?
He just kind of left.
Right.
And everyone was like, oh,
Yeah. I the only reason I kind of know about that too is I happened upon an interview. I think it was on the Howard Stern show. Where he was asking Harry about that and how he felt. Harry clearly did not want to.
talk about it.
Right. He didn't want to say anything negative about Zayn. He just kept saying, well, things could have been handled differently, but then like
Zayn leaving the band really, out of all of them, affected Louis the most because I don't know, they had a huge argument and it was just, they just recently became friends again.
yeah.
Which is funny because you see them on little like cart rides out in
Yeah.
the middle of somewhere, but like,
Well, again, not having really any deep knowledge of One Direction, and how they kind of wound up breaking up. But again, that was whoever the interviewer was, again, I think it was Howard Stern. He kind of framed, he said, okay, he goes, I know you're not going to say it, but I'll say blah, 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 this and that. And if you're a professional, you wait till you get to the end of the tour, and then you have that conversation. You turn around and say, hey, I don't want to do this anymore. You don't just,
I don't know if it was in the middle of a tour.
well, at least in that interview, I want to say they were on tour and they
It
still
may
had
have
dates
been.
left.
I think that, yeah.
And that was the thing. Again, the
Yeah,
interviewer was kind of
yeah.
like, because now you're leaving those fans. It's not just us in the band.
Right.
It's what you're doing to those fans who are really looking forward to.
Yeah.
seeing-
They either were about to go on tour or they were in the middle of it.
Okay. Yeah, maybe it was in the middle, but it feels like in that interview, at least that's because it seemed like, again, they couldn't really get Harry to outright say that was
Right.
it was a fucked up thing to do, but he did, like when the interviewer framed it, said, well, blah blah blah. Harry's like, Well, that seems reasonable.
Yeah.
Like,
It's funny too. Well, not funny, because when Liam was going through that whole phase where he was, going on podcasts and kind of, he spilled a lot of secrets that now obviously that gave a lot of interviewers, what is it? Oh my god. Ammunition to use against the boys. So now, like, whatever Liam was saying in those interviews, obviously Liam wasn't doing good, but he would bring it up, and then like 2 weeks later you'd see these interviewers bringing up what Liam said to like Louis,
right,
or Zayn or Niall, and it wasn't fair,
right,
but it was just that was a rough time specifically.
Yeah. I mean, story as old as time, really. I mean, they happened to be particularly young, but I mean, even the Beatles, like when they fell out and George Harrison just left one day when they were recorded,
"Okay,
said,
bye."
"I'm just done with the Beatles," basically. It's a tough thing when you're in that kind of under that microscope and in that petri dish of artistry and trying to create together and butting heads, and then there's always, as you get older, there's other influences that come in as individuals. Referencing the Beatles, it's really easy because you can just say Yoko Ono. Do you know who Yoko Ono was?
I mean, I know the name.
Right. So I won't go into detail. A lot of you will know. A lot of you won't know, and that's
We'll do a
okay.
Beatles video.
Yeah. Well, and also the movies are kind of come out. I think in
yeah.
2027. I actually just saw Barry Keoghan today talking about.
If you guys want us to do more One Direction deep dives.
Yeah. Well, it's funny. Also for me, I think she may come along for some of it. But I have always wanted to do a deep dive into the Rumors album by Fleetwood Mac because it was the most dysfunctional time almost ever. In like they wound up creating one of the greatest rock albums of all time. Definitely top 10.
Yeah.
If not top 5. But anyways, we won't get into that right now.
Yeah, we have to do One Direction video.
Yeah. So
that's the wrong arm.
we will. But again, enjoyed the video. In the comments, let us know what you think. Maybe we completely missed the mark.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, it was interesting. Like, videos, sometimes they're just entertaining. But it just seems like with Harry and with this song.
There's meaning.
And with that callback, obviously, now that you showed me, there is more meaning there. So, leave it in the comments. Other than that, we love you being here. We always love when people spend their time with us. Like, share, subscribe in particular. Just hit that little button on the bottom. Doesn't cost you anything. Helps us kind of get into the algorithm a little bit more. But either way, we really appreciate you being here. And anything else?
No.
All right. We will see you on the next one. Bye.